I need to talk about Colorado because I feel like this is my takeaway from Colorado, and I want to hear what you have to think about this. Deion Sanders needs his sons to get away from the football program. Shador can't be the quarterback. Shiloh can't be in the secondary for us to have a real opinion and analysis of what Deion Sanders can be as a head football coach in college football. I think he's going to be a really impactful coach over time, but I think having his sons on the football team right now at this time evokes way too much emotion within Deion, and he is not able to focus on the stuff that matters when his sons are there with him, and he needs to have that disconnect when he's running a football program, a major football program, when you're playing some of the best talent in the country. And until that happens, I just don't really foresee Colorado being successful in any way, shape, or form. They get their asses kicked every single time they play any decent talent.
I mean, I think you pretty much like laid it out there already. I think the obvious answer is like Deion Sanders needs to be an actual coach and not try to be a father, because I think Shadur's good, and I think he's has the talent to be a solid NFL quarterback, but I think that knowing that his dad's the coach kind of feels like he can do whatever he wants and say whatever he wants. And I think if Deion, I think there is a father role and a coach role, but I think the father role overlaps the coaching role at times where it shouldn't. And I think that's why we see this Colorado team in the news for all of the stupid things, like Shador,
all the wrong reasons.
If I'm Deion and I watched that press conference of how Shador called out the entire offensive line, that's unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Unacceptable.
If you're a head coach and you're not the father of the starting quarterback, you're getting bitched out for doing that. And if you're the offensive line, you're also bitching out your quarterback for doing that. That's not going to roll in the NFL. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. And quite frankly, it wouldn't roll at any other
correct
college football
Nick
program
Saban
in the entire country. The leash is too long. We talked about it last year, but like running into this season, like all you heard is like they beefed up the O-line, they got better, they got more killers. Like they haven't done anything. This team looks worse every single time they're in the news for the wrong reasons, when what should be the conversation that should be had is this has the potential to be a really good football team and not a circus. And we have a quarterback who's going to get drafted in the first round. And then we have a all-time generational college football player, which in my opinion, watching Travis Hunter wasting his career, tying his name to Deion Sanders absolutely hurts, because Travis Hunter could have went to any big time school in the entire country and been an absolute game wrecker on the offensive side and the defensive side. And him instilling his trust into Deion throughout this process, and it hurts to watch, because I think Travis Hunter, any other competent college program in the entire country, he would be a Heisman finalist, no doubt.
Yeah, he was originally committed to Florida State, and then at the last second flipped to Jacksonville State, wherever Deion was at.
Yeah.
If he stays in the state of Florida and he's playing at Miami right now alongside Cam Ward, that's really scary. Because I think Miami is a legitimate team this year. And then you add a guy like Travis Hunter to that mix, and I think that we see a much different version of Travis Hunter, even though he's still showing really good things in Colorado on the field. I think, I don't know. I'm not saying he does anything wrong off the field by any means, but I don't know. It's just a negative, like the aura around Colorado is just
so bad.
It's bad aura.
And I think
the thing is Deion is one of the best corners to play, I like that move of Travis attaching him to that to learn and to soak in that knowledge. But like as a head coach, or it's different being a head coach versus being just like a specific wide receiver or cornerback coach. Like you as a head coach, you obviously have to take care of the entire team. And I don't know. I just don't know if that's something that Deion's necessarily cut out for.
I think he can be cut out for it. I think that his emotional attachment to Travis Hunter, to Shiloh, to Shador is way too overwhelming for him to focus on anything else that's going on within the organization. I think Deion's going to be a great coach. I don't know why. I'm still not down on him. I think that he's going to be able to go and do it. I don't think it's going to get done at Colorado. What's been done at Colorado at this point is he made them a lot better, but the vibes around the organization feel bad. I don't think he stays there, honestly, but wherever he goes next, I think that Deion will be a successful head coach when he removes out the emotion side of the game and just focuses on being a good football coach and doing the stuff that we said matters. Because at this point, the only thing that matters for them is to get W's and win football games. And all of this BS should be thrown out the window, because the circus shit was cool for like 3 weeks last year. But like when you aren't winning football games, it turns extremely corny. And it's just like a bad look. And it's like, okay, like you're going to have Big X the plug on the sideline, and you guys like can barely beat like Appalachian State or whoever the hell they played week 1.
They got smoked by Nebraska.
Smoked.
I don't even think Nebraska's going to be like some powerhouse team this year. I think they have good players, and I think down the road they'll be good again, but that's just like a middle of the road Big Ten team, and it wasn't close. You could just tell like the trenches is truly where Colorado's lacking, and it doesn't even seem like they got better from this year to last year. It feels like they can't run the football for shit. And when they go to throw, Shador has 4 guys in the backfield within like a second. So maybe there's an offensive coordinator issue here too that needs to be brought up, because you got to figure out a way to run the football. You got to figure out ways to get rid of the football faster. You have to create a scheme where, okay, I know my O-line is not giving me a ton of time. How can we make up for that elsewhere?
Yeah.
And they haven't shown that the last, at least not this year, but we haven't seen it at all last year. We didn't see it at all last year either.
Yeah.
So they'll be in these games where Shador can make up for the lack of talent on the offensive line. But when you're playing a team with like a team like Nebraska, it's going to be really tough. Like, who did they play the first week? North Dakota State.
Yeah. South
Dakota State, one of them. Shador is the most talented player on that field, and you can make up for that. But when the gap between the two teams is not substantial, they're really going to struggle.
Definitely. Well, that's all I have on Colorado. I just want to talk about that just because, I don't know. Not seeing Travis Hunter being like every Heisman talk it bothers me. I don't know what it is. I want to see that. I think he's so talented. It hurts to see him get yanked from games early because they're getting fucking smoked. It's just not fair.
Yeah. No, it sucks. Also, Shiloh gets like kicked out of every game.
He broke his forearm too, so we won't be seeing him.
White clouds blowing out.